My people, my people. Tank Davis versus Shakur Stevenson. Is that fight gonna happen? Is it gonna happen in 2025? It can happen, but as we all know, it's up to Tank Davis whether or not that fight happens. We already know Shakur wants to fight Tank. Been calling him out for the last few years, but Tank Davis, he gets to. He's one of the few fighters in boxing that gets to pick his opponent, and we're gonna see. We're gonna see how that plays out. LLYY, what's the deal, my brother? Appreciate you dropping in. First one in the building. LLYY, J Smith, do you need a video editor, bro? Um, I mean, I make a lot of short videos, but a video editor for my longer videos that would be helpful, definitely. Um, so that's the magic question, bro. Do you think Tank Davis versus Shakur Stevenson, is that a fight that we're gonna see? Are we gonna see that fight? JJ Sendejas, good morning. Let's go. What's the deal, JJ? Appreciate you dropping in, my G. LOYY. I'll edit short form content for all social media platforms and edit long form videos and make thumbnails, logos, perfect video titles, perfect description, and all that. I'm ready. Give me an opportunity. All right, we're gonna talk about it. We're gonna talk about it, my boy. Boss for game. Good morning, brother. How are you doing today? What's the deal, my G? Appreciate you dropping in. I'm doing good. I'm talking boxing, so it's a good morning today. You know what I'm saying? If we talking boxing, I'm good. Um, but that's the magic question, my people. Do y'all think Tank Davis versus Shakur Stevenson is a fight that we're gonna get this year? I know that Tank may fight Lamar Roach on June 21st, hoping that rematch happens. And if it does, we could get Shakur versus Tank for September, October, later in the year. LLYY. Hit me on X at ZYY. I'm not on X, my brother. I'm not on X, but if you could hit me on Instagram, just send me a DM and we could talk about it. Look, that's my IG right there, by the way. I post, by the way, my peoples, I do post a lot of videos on IG as well. Some of the videos that I post, some of the videos that I post on IG, I don't post them on YouTube. I do post some exclusive content on here. So if you want to check me out on there, go for it. Um, but yeah, my peoples, I've been wanting to see, I've been calling for that fight, Tank Davis versus Shakur Stevenson. I've always felt like that's a fight Tank has been ducking. Simply because, he went from saying that Shakur is on the list to fight him, and to the point where he starts getting upset when they ask him about Shakur, and start asking, oh, why has Shakur done, who he fought? And to me, that's duck language. It's like he's trying to talk his way out of that fight when they had already said, when he personally said, oh, he's on the list, he's somebody I'm going to fight. I'm trying to see what's up with that. Boss for game, definitely gonna have to get you a follow on IG. Appreciate it, my guy. And there's some good content on there. I post some real good boxing content on Instagram as well. But again, it's all gonna depend on how does it play out with Tank Davis and Lamar Roach. John Parham, sound this a little bit off. Appreciate it, my brother. Let's see if I can get that fixed. Let me know, my brother. Let me know if you can hear me better now. Made some little adjustments and whatnot. Let me know if y'all can hear it good. If not, I'll make the necessary adjustments. Um, but yeah, my peoples, I'm trying to figure out. Still off? Hold on. Let's get that worked out. Let's get that worked out. Let me know. Let me know how's it sounding. Can y'all hear me? Mic check. Mic check. I'm gonna get another microphone, man. I'm tired of this mic. Yeah, great. That's what's up, my peoples. Here we go. Let's go for it. Connection issues, better. Okay, here we go. There we go. Um, but yeah, my peoples, I think it's Shakur versus Tank. It's all hinging on Tank versus Lamar Roach. Because I tell you what, if Lamar Roach beats Tank Davis, Shakur gonna want to fight Lamar Roach, and they already spoke about it, with each other. Like if you win that fight, let's unify titles. If they don't give you the rematch, I'm gonna give you a title shot. So I think Tank Davis obviously has to beat Lamar Roach for Tank versus Shakur to take place. But that's the fight I want to see, man. That is definitely one of the biggest fight in boxing. LOYY, but Shakur ain't getting that W against Tank. Keep it real. Nah, I see Shakur winning that fight. Unanimous decision. Unanimous decision. I've been saying it. Just think about it, LOYY. It's Tank Davis who don't want that fight. It's Tank Davis' team who don't want that fight. There's a reason for that. There's a reason for that. You just have to think why they don't want to get this fight. Unify titles. Be a name in the division. Finally be one of the best in the division. They don't want it. Sound not on sync. Zepeda will fight Shakur. Watch. Yeah, but Zepeda's going to be easy work, man. Yo, no disrespect to William Zepeda, but he's going to be easy work. Easy work for Shakur. JJ's in the house. Tank knows that he will lose to Shakur. That's really why he's ducking him. I believe so. The sound is not synced with the video. I think that may be the internet. The internet may be... That's weird because my internet is usually fast, but if the sound is not in sync with the video, it's definitely the internet. It's good now. Don't worry. Okay. That's what's up. But are we finally going to get, and I'm always hopeful because I tell you guys what, when Lomachenko dropped out of negotiations with Tank Davis and him and Shakur didn't have an opponent, I was super hopeful. Like, yo, Tank and Shakur might fight. They might fight. And nope, it didn't happen. Even though Tank said that he was going to send a contract, they never did. They never tried to fight him. Yoda, do you think Edwin can beat Zepeda? Edwin de los Santos, can he beat Zepeda? That's a good fight. Can he beat Zepeda? I think that's a 50-50 fight. It's hard for me to call it, to be honest. Because, Edwin de los Santos is a very good fighter. He got skills. He got ring IQ. And Zepeda's a pressure fighter, come forward guy, throws a lot of punches. That's a tough fight to call. I think that's a 50-50 fight. I really do. Now, I did want to see Edwin de los Santos versus Keyshawn Davis. I'm not sure what's going on with that because supposedly de los Santos and Davis were, they were in negotiations. But then I heard somewhere or I seen a video where they're saying that Keyshawn Davis might actually unify titles with Lomachenko. So I'm really not sure who's going to be Keyshawn Davis' next opponent. But I would love to see him fight Lomachenko, and I would also love to see him fight De Los Santos. Either one of those two fights, I want to see it. JJ Zendejas. The fight will be very good for fight fans. I'm telling you. Very, very. And it's a competitive fight. When you have two top-level guys, you know you're going to get a very, very competitive and entertaining fight. Angry Mexican. Tank is going to give us that Gamboa rematch. Angry Mexican. You got the little 147 Bud Crawford Wi-Fi, my brother. Jeff, you got to upgrade and get that 168 Canelo Wi-Fi. Let's go. All right, man. I already told you. I hope that your internet don't go down when Terrence Crawford put the beats on Canelo and beat him by unanimous decision. The next day when I go live, I hope your internet is not down and you know where to be found. You're going to go from the angry Mexican to the hurt feelings Mexican. Because your feelings going to be real hurt. And it's going to be just like when Bud Crawford put the beats on Errol Spence.
Everybody who was saying that Errol Spence was gonna knock him out and walk him down and break him down because he's too small, they all disappeared. Till this day. Till this day, I don't know where they at. Where's all the people that said that Errol's gonna beat up Crawford? I don't know. I don't know, my brother. They know where to be found these days. So that's what you're gonna be at. You're gonna disappear with that crew. So maybe when you find them, when you disappear, you might run into them. You could come over here and tell me where they at. I don't find them. Yoda, why nobody wanna see and Billy? I think that he's a guy who doesn't have a big name yet, who hasn't made that name for himself where people are buzzing about him. But he got to keep winning. He got to keep winning. Angry Mexican, can't wait. I'll be here for the live. I hope you're here for the live. I really hope. Because when it was with Errol Spence, a lot of people didn't show up. And I wasn't live. At that time, I wasn't going live. But I was hitting people up like, yo, what happened? What happened? No response. JJ's in the house. Angry Mexican. New name is going to be very, very, very angry Mexican. Nah. His name is going to be Hurt Feelings Mexican after that. DSK. What is this live stream about? Boxing, my brother. We talking boxing. Gervonta Davis. Is he going to fight Shakur Stevenson? And overall boxing, my brother. Terrence Crawford. Canelo Alvarez. I believe Crawford is going to put the beats on Canelo, by the way. Dilbert. Canelo by KO. Bank it. Man, listen. Don't bank it because that's going to be a loan and your ass going to be in debt. Don't bank nothing on that. Angry Mexican. Sure, we'll love him, Billy. Listen, and Billy is a top level fighter. But again, he's at a point right now where he still got to make that name for himself. I want to see, man. I just want to see, listen. A lot of fights are going to have fight fans disappointing. Crawford is going to hurt your feelings. Listen, I realized that when Crawford put the beats on Errol Spence, his haters started hating him even more passionately. The PBC fan base, they hate Terrence Crawford. And now the Canelo fan base, y'all really going to hate Terrence Crawford after that fight. Because he's going to put the Swiss, the Apple, and the Dre beats on Canelo. All three of them. You're going to lay it down. I'm trying to tell y'all. Y'all don't want to believe it. Y'all don't want to see it. That's how it's going down. Just like Shakur Stevenson. Shakur going to put so many hands on Tank Davis. Everybody that's saying Tank is going to knock him out. Tank is going to... Y'all going to be disappointed, my peoples. I'm trying to tell you. There's a reason why Tank Davis don't want to fight Shakur. There's a reason why none of the big dogs want to fight Shakur. They don't want to take that L. As simple as that. Jay Stradamus is telling you why. They do not want to take that L, my peoples. That's why. Just like when Crawford was at 147, nobody wanted to fight him. Y'all see Shakur Stevenson now, 135. Nobody want to fight him. Same deal, same situation. Don't drink them. Bro be on here every day capping. I just be calling it how I see it, my guy. I'm calling it how I see it. Angry Mexican, but better wear a bodysuit to the ring to absorb those Canelo body shots. Not really. Good enough footwork will get you away from those body shots. William P. Yo, what's the deal, William P? Yoda. No Tank fan has ever said Tank will outbox Shakur. Nah, none of them. Every Tank fan that comes on, hey, Tank gonna knock him out. Tank gonna knock him out. Because they know he can't outbox Shakur. And what happens if the knockout don't come? You seen it with Lamar Roach. Tank done got gifted a draw. And the Tankomaniacs can't accept it. JJ's in the house. Boxing politics and man healthcare and upcoming fights is what this channel is all about. Let's go. Welcome all newcomers. Appreciate it, my G. And hit that like button, my people. Subscribe. Y'all already know what it is, man. William P. Tank will come back better. I mean, look, I believe that Tank Davis will make adjustments. I think he also knows That he can't have that slow start where he's gonna give up the first 2 3 rounds, and then he's gonna have to play catch up. So I believe they're gonna make some adjustments, but like I've been telling y'all, man, I feel like Lamar Roach got his number. Lamar Roach got his number. That's how I honestly feel about it, based on the way that the first fight played out. You know, Roach had him frustrated, had him, not just because he took a knee, but complaining to the ref. Tank was out of character. He was out of character. He was, Roach had him acting goofy in the ring. Come on now, let's keep it 100, my peoples. Angry Mexican. I think Shakur schools a Pater, but will be able to handle the relentless pressure, especially with brittle hands. I mean, the situation with the hands, man, I hate it. It's unfortunate. Let's see how good he's able to heal and come back. But he's a great fighter, so he'll just make the right adjustments to protect his hands and win on points. That's it. Yoda, sound like election time outside behind you. That's the plátanos. They selling plátanos and yuca and all type of shit in a pickup truck. They be yelling, platanero. Ozzy, never seen Tank in a rematch. Maybe can bounce back. John Parham, what's the deal, my brother? Yeah, you know what it is, Tank Davis. If you think about it, most of his opponents, he has knocked them out. He has a very high knockout ratio. And before Roach, his only close fight that we could say is rematch worthy was Pitbull Cruz. But Pitbull fumbled the bag. When he lost to Rayo Valenzuela, that was it for him. So it looked like they was trying to make that rematch, like that was the plan. It fell through. John Parham, Ozzy, he definitely will. He lose, I believe he could walk off from boxing. I mean, I want to listen. I'm gonna tell y'all like this: we're gonna see some upsets this year. Who's gonna be upset? I don't know. I mean, look at this card that we have on May 2nd. Devin Haney, Teofimo Lopez, and who else? Ryan Garcia. Those 3 fights, all 3 of them are gonna be favored to win. But I honestly believe Devin Haney could be upset. He could be upset by Jose Ramos. And the same with Teofimo Lopez. Teofimo can be upset. This guy can fight, bro. This guy can fight. William P. Devin loses and Ryan loses. We shall see. S. Valdez. Won't be no upset. So you see all of them winning? I mean, they could all win those fights. They're all going to be favored to win those fights. But S. Valdez, fights too lopsided. Oh, nah. I can't rock with you on that one, bro. What? Yo, Teofimo's fight is not lopsided at all. At all, my guy. Barboza can fight. He's for real, bro. He's been trying to fight Teofimo for a couple of years already. And the only reason why he got that fight is because he became mandatory. So he had to force that fight to happen. Teofimo had no choice. At this point, he was either going to have to vacate that title or fight Barboza. So, Arnold Barboza versus Teofimo, that's not lopsided. And the same with Jose Ramirez. Jose Ramirez, bro, he can fight. That's not lopsided as you were saying. I don't know why you see it that way, but that's a good fight, bro. John Parham, Ryan not losing, bro. Yeah, I don't see Ryan Garcia losing to Rollies. I don't see that. Like, I've been saying that. I feel like Ryan is gonna knock Rolly out. William P. Rolly might beat up Ryan. I don't think so, my brother. I think Ryan's gonna knock him out. JJ Zendejas. Come on, Jay Smith. Domus, let me know the upsets so I can win some money. I'll give you one upset. Terrence Crawford is going to beat Canelo Alvarez. That's going to be an upset because Canelo's going to be favored. Canelo is going to be favored to win that fight. But I see Ryan Garcia knocking Rolly out. Knocking him out. And Jose Ramirez versus Devin Haney, I see that like a very competitive fight, my people. I'm telling you, it's a very, very competitive fight. Devin Haney is not just gonna easily beat him. He's gonna eat some good shots in that fight. Jose Ramirez got popped, and he's gonna lay them hands. So you gotta see how Devin Haney's gonna react when he get hit. Are his knees gonna get wobbly on him? Is he gonna be able to keep his composure? We have to see it. Listen, when a fighter take a nasty beating like the one Devin Haney took versus Ryan Garcia, we have to see how he's gonna look in his return. Is he gonna look good? Is he gonna, is he gonna be on point? How is he gonna react when they catch him with a big shot? Especially when they catch him with a big left hook. It's gonna happen. It's gonna happen. Because Devin Haney, we know he's not a power puncher. He's not just gonna blow Jose Ramirez out of there. If he's gonna win, most likely he's gonna win on points. And it's gonna go the distance. So that's when you have to consider, okay, if it's gonna go the distance, at some point in time, Devin is gonna get hit. What happens when he get hit? How does it play out? Is he able to take that punishment and still bounce back and be able to win rounds and continue to do what he's doing? We have to see it, my peoples. I think that Devin Haney right now is a question mark. And I've been saying it also, if he's able to box, use his footwork, move around, use that jab, he's going to win that fight. And he's going to win it by unanimous decision. But if he's going to stand there and trade with Jose Ramirez, it could be problems. It could be problems. Yoda, Devin can end it with a body shot. I mean, we always say in boxing anything can happen, but I doubt it that Devin Haney's going to stop him. And the reason I say that is because Devin Haney, if you look at his record, he's not, blowing guys out of there. He's not stopping guys. And at 140, he's winning, but he ain't stopped nobody in that division. He went the distance. He outboxed him. Oh, no, wait a minute. He stopped Regis Prograis, right? He stopped Regis. Didn't he stop Regis? Y'all remind me. Yeah, Ramirez is a very tough fighter, man. I'm telling you, Ramirez is a very tough. Oh, he went 12 with Regis. He dropped him. He didn't stop him. He dropped him. So that's what I'm saying, man. Devin Haney, if we look at his record, he's not a power puncher. He's not somebody who's going to blow guys out of the water. So I expect Devin to have to win on points, to have to outscore Jose Ramirez. So that's what I'm saying. If a fight goes 12 rounds versus a pressure fighter who's constantly letting them hands go, bro, you're gonna eat some. You're gonna catch a big shot here and there. So look, Devin Haney went the distance with Ryan Garcia. Obviously, he lost that fight, and then it was updated to a no contest. He went the distance with Regis Prograis. He went the distance with Lomachenko. He went the distance twice with George Kambosos. He went the distance with Linares. With George, I don't even remember when was Devin Haney's last stoppage. I don't remember when was Devin Haney's last stoppage. Hash Bass, what is the difference between Devin and Shakur? I mean, the difference is that Devin ducked Shakur. That's the difference right there. Devin ducked him and lost his undisputed crown because he didn't want to fight Shakur. So there you go. That's the difference. Like I said, my peoples, I see Ryan Garcia knocking Rollies out clean. That's how I see it. And the defense too, Yoda. That's a good call out. Shakur Stevenson has better defense than Devin Haney. And Devin Haney has, listen, don't get it twisted. Devin Haney has a very good defense. But he takes more punches than Shakur. And he had his bell rung a couple of times. You've never seen that with Shakur. Angry Mexican, I thought Shakur ducked the 25 deal that Devin Haney offered. Now, Angry Mexican, what happened is that you hate Shakur. So that's how you see it. But that was definitely not a duck because Shakur, his reaction to that was, okay, you all want to offer me 25%. Here's the mandatory. Now you got to fight me. Now the sanctioning body enforced the mandatory. You got to fight me. And what did Devin Haney did when they was going to a purse bid? Oops, I'm not fighting. I'm leaving the division and I'm dropping all these titles. You know who duck. You know who duck. It's like when Shakur didn't take the 25% offer, y'all want the story to finish right there. The story doesn't finish right there, my guy. As much as you want the story to finish there, it doesn't finish there. Keep telling the story, and then you see who really ducked. Y'all gotta stop cutting the story short so it could fit your duck narrative, what you wanna believe. We know what really happened. Shakur didn't take the offer and enforces mandatory. And what did Devin do when Shakur enforced the mandatory? Dropped the titles and left from the whole division. Left outside of the reach of Shakur Stevenson. That right there tells you who duck. We don't gotta play dumb, my guy. We know who duck. Stop the madness. Stop the hate. That's why when you hate on a fighter, you're always gonna say some shit that's out of order. You're always gonna expose yourself as a hater. Because everybody knows who really ducked. Who really left the division and dropped all the titles to avoid that fight with Shakur. And it was Devin Haney. That 25% offer, that offer was designed to fool haters like you, angry Mexican. So they can say, look, he offered 25%. He made an offer. That's what that offer was about. He never wanted to fight Shakur. And let me prove to you, angry Mexican, that he never wanted to fight Shakur. The fight was going to purse bid. And in case you don't know this, let me help you. When a fight goes to purse bid, the champion generally gets between 75 and 80%. You analyze that. In a purse bid, the champion gets between 75 and 80%. Do you know what that means, angry Mexican? That means that if they would have went to purse bid, Shakur was gonna end up getting 25% or maybe even less. Maybe he would have got 20. So the same offer that he made Shakur, he would have got about the same money with the purse bid, maybe even a little bit more. But guess what? He chose not to go to purse bid. He didn't even wait for the purse bid, angry Mexican. I want you to think about that. If he could have went to purse bid. He could have went to purse bid, and if he didn't like it, he could have said, "Nah, I don't like those numbers," and got out. Hash bash. Purse bid is 60-40. You see, that's when you show that you don't know shit about boxing. Who lied to you? Hash bash. Who lied to you about that? Who told you that purse bid is 60-40? You don't know shit about boxing, and you literally made that shit up right now off the top of your head out of thin air. There is no such thing as a 60-40 purse bid. The only way that a purse bid could be 60-40, matter of fact, I've never seen a purse bid be 60-40 ever in my life. You made that shit up out of thin air. Stop making stuff up just to hate on Shakur. Purse bid is 80 to, sometimes it's even 90 to the champion and 10 to the challenger. Purse bid is usually between 75 and 80 to the champion. Stop making stuff up out of thin air. Stop. Anonymous Gaming. He know it destroyed both. He know it destroyed both. Bro, what are you talking about? He know it doesn't even fight at 130. How is he going to destroy guys who's fighting at 135? He know it's like 4 feet tall. That's an exaggeration. He's like 5'3". He know it's never going to move. He know it maybe move up 1 or 2 more divisions. John Parham, 70-30 is at best. And 70-30, you got to be a challenger who's a superstar to get 30. But purse bid for the most part is 80-20. For the most part, it's 80-20. So Devin Haney could have got about the same amount of money that he was offering Shakur. But The what proves Angry Mexican that Devin Haney ducked, bro. He didn't even wait for the purse bid. He didn't even wait to find out how much they was gonna offer to give him. Didn't even wait, bro. He could have waited and be like, nah, that's not enough money. I'm out of here. But he didn't even wait, bro. That shows you that he never wanted to fight Shakur. It shows you right there. William P, they tried that 60-40 shit with Bivol versus Benavidez. Bivol versus Benavidez never went to purse bid. They never went to purse bid. William P in favor of Bivol. But they never, that's what they offered. That was the offer that they made. But them two never went to purse bid. Hash Bass, just because it's your platform, it doesn't mean you're correct. Do your research. Nah, my brother, I'm not correct because it's my platform. I'm correct because I actually do my research. You got to do your research. And you already proved that you don't do no research. Talking about Crawford could have avoided the contract to fight this guy. Like, you always saying some crazy shit, brother. Purse bid. Yo, look. John Parham, Norman against Booth, 70-30. But should be 60-40 in my opinion. I think 60-40 would be fair. I think 60. But that's the thing, that Norman and Boots, they'll never go to purse bid because they're two champions. There's no challenger here. That's a unification bout. When it's a unification bout, there you have it. Jenny Blackthorn, 09. Do you ever talk about women's boxing on here, mate? Hell yeah, we talk about women's boxing. What? Listen, we was talking about Katie Taylor and Sandy Ryan for weeks. Ben was waiting for that fight. I actually called it live. The video is up. You'll be able to see that I called it live. And that was a great fight. I'm hoping that you watched it. That was an awesome fight. So hell yeah, we talk about women boxing. William P. They were trying 75-25 split. And they favor it 60-40 before. Look it up, Jay Smith, 23 hours ago. 23 hours ago, so that happened recently. That was like yesterday, before yesterday or something. I'm surprised to hear that because you know that His Excellency Turkey Al Sheikh didn't want Bivol to fight Benavidez. They want to do the trilogy with Beterbiev. So I'm surprised to hear that. S. Valdez, people don't realize a boxer talking the wrong fight could ruin their career. A boxer taking the wrong fight, that's a fact. That's a fact. You take the wrong fight at the wrong time, get your ass whooped, and you might not be able to bounce back from that. D. Willer, what's good, OG? Hope all is well. You know I'm here to support you, my brother. D. Willer, appreciate you, my G. Facts, man. You always showing love. I got to get you tapped up in here. Bam. Really appreciate you, D. Willer. My peoples, y'all already know what it is. Hit that like button. Subscribe if you haven't done so. This is where it's at. Jenny Blackthorn, do you think Ryan Garcia would ever fight Conor Benn? What do you think about this? Will Ryan Garcia fight Conor Benn? I think that's a possible fight. Because we already know Ryan Garcia works with Eddie Hearn. Conor Benn works with Eddie Hearn. So if Ryan Garcia is going to establish himself in the welterweight division, now here's the only thing I'm iffy about. You know that Conor Benn is going to be moving up to fight Chris Eubank. So after he fights Chris Eubank, what is he going to do next? Especially if he wins that fight, is he going to go back down to welterweight, or is he going to stay or fight at 154? So I'm trying to see what Conor Benn. But if Conor Benn decides that he's going to stay at welterweight after that fight, we could get Ryan Garcia versus Conor Benn. And I like that fight, by the way. I like to see it. JJ's in their house. Promoters have to help fighters more and not their self. That's great. But you know what it is, man. It's a bit to make that money. They're always going to try to do what's best for the promotional outfit. I think that, it's tough because if you're with this promoter and I'm with that promoter, the kind of business that has to go down for us to fight each other, the cut that the promoters have to get, and then when you're lined up with a network, There's a lot of complicated stuff, man. You know what I think should happen, and this is something that all fighters I think should do. All fighters should sign 1 and 2 fight deals, and that's it. You should not fight, a 2 year contract, a 4 year contract, a 5, 6 fight contract. That's not a good idea, in my opinion. Because when you lock in with a promoter for a lot of years, there might be a really good fighter over there that you want to fight, but you can't fight him. Because you locked in with this promoter, he not doing business with that promoter, the fight cannot happen. So I think fighters should just sign 1 and 2 fight deals. And if you like that promoter that you're working with, just keep resigning, keep resigning. 1 and 2 fight deals. That way you have options. John Pound, Ryan not gonna duck, no smoke. He too arrogant. I believe it. I believe that Ryan, if it comes across his table, of course he want to fight names. He want to fight guys that are gonna generate a big paycheck and a big crowd. And Conor Benn is going to do that. So I believe, and if Ryan Garcia was to fight with Conor Benn, that will probably be in a big-ass stadium in the UK, and they will make it a huge event. Jenny Blackthorn, I like the 2 boxers, Savannah Marshall and Lauren Price. What do you think about them two? I like both of them. I like Savannah Marshall more because I've been following her longer. Lauren Price, I started really paying attention to her recently. So I'm not going to say, I haven't seen a lot of her fights like I have Savannah Marshall. William P. Yeah, Ben B on BS. I mean, Conor Benn, I believe that he's an elite level fighter. He's very strong, super aggressive. I like his style. I like his arrogance. I like how he carry himself. So he's a character. He's a character that he's interesting to just follow him. His fights are always fun to watch. D. Willer, I'm torn, my boy. I can't tell if Ryan is actually good or if he's just picking the right fights. What you think? Nah, my boy, when it comes to Ryan Garcia, honestly, I believe he's an elite level fighter, and the only kink in his armor is the defense. We all know that he has some defensive flaws, especially how he likes to keep that chin up, and that's the flaw that I see in his game. But you got to remember, Ryan Garcia is a guy who had an amazing amateur career, so he has that amateur pedigree. I can't remember how many national titles he won as an amateur. So you know that guys who have that amateur pedigree and then they turn professional and they're undefeated for a long time, you know that they for real. He hasn't fought the best, or he hasn't beaten the best because he's already been in the ring with Tank Davis. But even when he fought Tank Davis, before getting knocked out, he had some good rounds. He had some good moments against Tank. And if that fight could have went the distance, he could have beat Tank Davis on the scorecards. He showed that he had the boxing skills to outbox Tank Davis. He just wasn't able to absorb that power and don't got the defense to go 12 rounds without getting taken out by Tank. But Ryan is for real, my brother. He can fight. He can fight. Ozzy, Ryan only lost to Tank, right? Yeah, that's his only loss, to Tank Davis. Only time he lost. Pancho Villa, fam, can I tell you something with all due respect? Do you honestly see Crawford beating Canelo after getting a close win over Madrimov? I mean, Crawford won by 1 round, 115-113. So here's my answer to that. And this is an honest answer, my brother. I'm not being biased. It's an honest answer. Styles make fights. It's as simple as that. Styles make fights. So the way that it played out versus Madrimov has absolutely nothing to do with the way that it's going to play out versus Canelo. You have to understand, Madrimov is a fighter who's constantly feinting, constantly moving. It's very hard to time him. And it played out the way that it did, but Crawford walked out of there with the W. Now with Canelo, he's not a guy who moves a lot, my guy. Canelo's a guy that's pretty much come forward right in front of you. He doesn't have a lot of footwork. Even Oscar De La Hoya said Canelo's footwork is like he's on quicksand. So in this fight, Terence Crawford is going to be the guy with the much better footwork out of the two. So I honestly believe that Crawford is going to be able to outbox him. I see it happening just like that. John Parham D. He definitely skilled, but his left hook made him. I agree 100%. Ryan Garcia having that left hook, having that power. You know, he stopped a lot of people with that left hook. Stopped people with left hook to the body as well. So that power is always going to make him a fun fighter to watch. And that's the thing. People love the knockout. Ryan Garcia is going to give you an explosive knockout. And look, I'm going to tell you something when it comes to the knockout, too. Devin Haney should not have gone 12 rounds with Ryan Garcia. They should have stopped that fight. Bill Haney did not take care of his son. That fight should have been stopped. Devin Haney took a nasty beating because of pride and because he a warrior. But when you're a warrior, when you're a fighter who's a warrior who just never give up, your corner got to know when to throw in the towel for you. Devin Haney took a nasty beating that he shouldn't have took. Why? Because he didn't want to hold back. He didn't want to quit. And his father didn't want to throw in the towel. He got hurt. But he walked out of the ring looking like a Ninja Turtle. Looking like Donatello. Face like this. Swole. Y'all see how many times he got dropped. How many times he got wobbled. That fight should not have gone the distance. Bill should have protected his son. That's my opinion. Ozzy, these people got a good point. I know Crawford gonna get the W, but I'm very interested to see how he's gonna look at 168. If he come fat, he's gonna lose. But if he's too disciplined, you got to look at Crawford right now. The other day he weighed like 180 and he looked strong as hell, bro. He gonna look ripped. He gonna look mad strong at 168. Pancho Villa, I appreciate you, fam. Okay, I'm rocking with that response. I appreciate you, fam. I appreciate you as well, Pancho Villa. You know, but that's how I honestly see it. I see the fight playing out as a very competitive fight where both of them are gonna have moments. Both of them are gonna land big shots on each other. But ultimately, I see Crawford being able to outbox him. D. Wheeler, I'm curious, OG, what's your top 3 all time? Okay, so when we talk about all time, Floyd Mayweather got to be on there. You got to put him on there. If I want to make it real quick, real simple, Floyd Mayweather, Muhammad Ali, Sugar Ray Leonard. There you have it. That's a quick one right there. That may change. But I have to have Floyd Mayweather and Muhammad Ali. Then the third spot, I'm not sure. I'm putting Sugar Ray Leonard on there, but there's a few people that I could also think of that I will put there as well. John Parham, Bill didn't want to hear his son quit and was hoping for a lucky shot. You know, Devin Haney, if you think about it, he's not a power puncher. He wasn't going to knock Ryan Garcia out, especially after being hurt and dropped multiple times. Should have stopped that fight. You know, Devin Haney took a lot of punishment. Ate a lot of those big-ass left hooks from Ryan Garcia. So I know they got that pride. They want to be tough. But, that's how fighters end up punch drunk. Right there. Being too tough. Ozzy, you can't let Canelo land big shots on you, bro. I agree 100%. But if you got the right footwork, if you got the right movement, he's not going to land those big shots, in consecutive fashion. Look at Bivol. If you look at Bivol, Canelo wasn't able to be consistent with those body shots. Why? Because Bivol kept using that footwork. And that's the one thing. Canelo's bread and butter is that left hook to the body. He didn't land that many of them flush on Bivol. That didn't happen. Why? Because you got to be in close range to land those. And Bivol was very effective with that footwork. Pancho Villa, fam, I honestly don't understand how Crawford can win at 168 when he hasn't even taken a tune-up at 168. I tell you how he could win at 168. Because he's a great athlete. You're talking about a fighter who doesn't drink, who doesn't smoke. Aris, how are you, brother? Appreciate you, my G. What's the deal? We good. We talking boxing. Terrence Crawford, that's what you have to understand, Pancho Villa. Terrence Crawford is an exceptionally gifted physical athlete. We're talking about a guy who's in extremely good shape, who's a gym rat, who you don't see him partying, drinking, smoking. You never seen a picture of a Terrence Crawford out of shape, a Terrence Crawford with a big gut, a Terrence Crawford holding a cigarette or holding a blunt. None of that, my guy, because Terrence Crawford is an exceptional athlete. But you know why else he can go to 168 and win that I want you to consider? Because Canelo is a small 168 pounder, my brother. Terrence Crawford said that he would never fight Benavidez. Why he would never fight Benavidez? And he said it. Benavidez is a big dude. He's a real big dude. So if Benavidez was a 168, Terrence Crawford is not going to be able to fight him, even at 168, because how big he is. Canelo's a small guy, bro. Everybody that Canelo fights at 168 is bigger than him. So when you see Terrence Crawford and Canelo Alvarez, when they do the face-off finally, yo, Canelo's not going to look like no giant in front of Terrence Crawford, bro. You got to remember, Canelo's a 154-pounder who, because he's so talented, went all the way to 168 and continue to win. But he's not a big dude like that. Plus, Terrence Crawford has height and reach advantages on Canelo, my brother. That's important. Height and reach advantages, those are important. We don't think about those and we don't talk about those enough. But boxers will tell you, bro, when you have that height advantage and that reach advantage, that means a lot. So as big as people think Canelo is, he's shorter than Terrence Crawford and he has shorter reach. He's not that big. He's not a big guy like that. He's stocky. He's wide. But when you see them next to each other and they weighing the same thing and Crawford is taller and longer, Canelo's really not a big dude, my brother. So that's the reason why Crawford is able to jump to 168 and fight him. Because he's a small 168-pounder. Ozzy, Crawford going to be extra careful defensively because this will be his biggest fight of his career. I'm telling you, yo, listen. And let's not underestimate Bomac as a coach. Bomac, yo, he's a great coach. He's one of the great ones of this generation. And people don't give him his credit. They're going to have an amazing game plan for Canelo. You saw what happened with Errol Spence. What happened with Errol Spence? What were people saying before Terrence Crawford and Errol Spence fought? Spence is too big. Crawford is too little. Spence is going to knock him out. Spence is going to walk him down. And look how that fight played out. But Bud Crawford gave Errol Spence the worst beating we have seen of an undefeated champion in a very long time. When is the last time y'all saw an undefeated champion take that type of beating? Y'all think about that, my people. Who's the last undefeated champion to take a beating like the one Errol Spence took? William P. Canelo too fast for Bud. When it comes to defense, y'all forgot Canelo got defense and Errol not. Canelo, stop it. I don't know how you came to that conclusion that Canelo's too fast for Bud. Like, that doesn't even make no sense. I promise you, Crawford is faster than Canelo. On his feet and with the hands. Canelo's going to have the edge in power. Not in speed. Come on, brother. Not in speed. Canelo's not faster than Crawford. No way. And you sound like you're talking about the Canelo from 10 years ago. The Canelo from now gets hit a lot. Watch the fights. Watch the fights, my brother. Canelo gets hit a lot. So I don't know what defensive speed you're talking about, my guy. That's not happening. He's not going to be the faster guy out of the two. D. Willer, Errol and Canelo are miles away from each other, though. No disrespect to Errol. No. Listen, I'm not comparing the two as far as their skill level. What I'm saying is that with Errol Spence, people felt like he was too big and too strong for Crawford, and that was going to dictate the outcome of the fight. And he got beat up. So I'm just trying to explain to you guys that big and strong doesn't win fights, my people. Big and strong is not gonna win a fight for you. Skills pay the bills. Skills beat strength 9 out of 10 times. 9 out of 10 times, skills are gonna beat strength. And that's what I'm trying to explain. Terrence Crawford has the skills to outbox Canelo. We're gonna see it. We're gonna see it when it happens. William P. When it comes to defense, I got Canelo defense more strategic than Crawford. Yo, Canelo get hits more. He gets hit more than Crawford. Canelo get. I'm telling you, you talking about the Canelo from back in the days that was slipping punches and countering and. Nah, Canelo's not doing all that. All that head movement and waist movement he used to do back in the day. He not doing that no more. Look at his last few fights, bro. You talking about 26-year-old Canelo. You're not talking about 35-year-old Canelo. Nah, bro. Willie Longshot. Canelo got that Rocky Dennis chin. Yeah, he could take a shot. Canelo ate Triple G's biggest punches like they was chalupas and tacos and burritos. Like nothing. Hash bass. Crawford do get hit. That's a fact. Crawford get hit, but Canelo get hit more. Watch his last few fights, and you see. Canelo gets hit. It's just that he hit a lot harder, and he don't get hurt. That's the thing about Canelo, that we don't pay that much attention to how much he get hit, because he never get hurt. He never get hurt. So it's like, whatever. Boom, boom, boom. He don't get hurt. Got that Kanye West chin. William P. Canelo got more defense than Crawford. That's what Crawford Lewis is trying to tell you. I don't know how you got Canelo with a better defense than Crawford. I don't know how you came up with that, bro. Canelo gets hit a lot. Ozzy, Crawford defense is underrated because he never shows it. Crawford defense is hella underrated. Hella underrated. This is a guy who's always fighting right there at point blank range with guys. And y'all gotta think about it. When people talk about Crawford getting hit, they be bringing up Gamboa. That shit was like 10 years ago. And Mean Machine, how many years ago? Guy been buzzed twice in 41 fights. I think that right there tells you what's the deal with his defense, bro. William P. He about to build up for the fighting William first, then Bud, and watch what I tell you. You're gonna see. You're gonna see Skull putting hands on Canelo. Hands on Canelo. And then Canelo's gonna figure him out, slow him down with the body shots, and eventually he'll get to him. By the way, there's some people predicting that William Skull is gonna upset Canelo. I'm praying for that not to happen. I'm praying for that not to happen. When Crawford fought Errol, it was easy for Crawford. He didn't have to play too much defense, but we will see. I mean, I don't know how you're saying that he didn't have to play too much defense. Of course he had to play too much defense. Errol Spence went after him. Had him in the ropes at one point, letting them hands go. Errol was trying. It's just that Crawford was that good. Was that great. Errol was out there trying, my brother. D. Will, I got Crawford winning 5 rounds. One thing I do wish is all these guys meet up 6 years ago at 147. I think that fight would have been way better to me. These guys are declining now. I mean, you gotta think about it. Canelo has been at 154 for longer than that. You know, Canelo actually, I think he only fought like a couple of fights early in his career at 147. So there was really no possibility of Canelo and Crawford fighting at 147. Ozzy, Spence didn't land any big punches on Crawford. That's not true. He landed a couple of big shots. You see, that's why I say, since people want to say that Crawford don't got a chin, when he gets hit, it's like they don't see it. Nah, he didn't get hit. He ate a couple of big shots from Errol. He just ate them. That's all it was. But he did take a few big shots from Errol, especially within the first 3-4 rounds. Couple of big shots. Harvey Price. Crawford is going to surprise everyone how strong he is. That will keep Canelo at bay. Don't be shocked how Bus sits in the pocket with him. I won't be surprised. He's going to make a miss and make a pay. He's going to strategically use that footwork when he has to and stand in the pocket. William Longshaft. Canelo smacks your arms up. He messed Liam Smith's arms up. They look like camel humps. Yeah, that's a very smart technique. But he does that with guys that want to keep that high guard. If you want to keep that high guard to avoid those headshots, he gonna break them arms down. Ozzy Crawford was defending everything from Spence. Nah, bro. He ate some big shots from Spence early on. He ate a few big ones. I'll even make a video to show you the shots that he ate. He ate a couple of shots flush. He just ate them. People think that he don't got no chin. He ate those shots. S. Valdez. Skull throws sneaky counter shots. And Skull has very good footwork too. And obviously he's very tall with a huge reach advantage on Canelo. So I think Canelo's going to take 2-3 rounds to figure him out. Because obviously for those body shots, you have to get on the inside. He's going to eat some punches trying to get on the inside. Believe it. But I believe Canelo's going to be his usual self. He's going to find a way in, land those big body shots, slow him down, and eventually he's going to start teeing off. Once he slow him down, that's it. He's going to start teeing off. John Parham, Canelo definitely going to sting Crawford arms. I see that. I just hope everybody sees how strong of a fighter Crawford is. How strong he is. And those who don't believe that, man, listen, this guy deadlift over 400 pounds wearing his normal clothes. Wearing normal clothes, yank that shit up. Crawford is a strong dude, my people. If you underestimate Crawford's strength, you're going to find out. You're going to find out. William P. Man, he knocked him down 3 times. No scratch on Bud, but knots on Arrow. He really ain't have to show his defense. Someone just said in the chat, underrated defense, but not defensive enough to keep. I mean, I don't know why you don't think that he's defensive enough. I see it. I see it. I saw the high-level defense versus Errol Spence. You fought a 3-belt unified champion who was trying to put hands on you and was not able to do it consistently. That's called defense, bro. You got to remember that Errol Spence is one of the best welterweights in this era. Let's not discredit him now. Let's not discredit Errol. One of the best 147-pounders of this era. And he couldn't put hands on Crawford like that. That's because of his defense, my guy. Because of his defense. And you're saying Canelo, he can't keep Canelo off of him. Guess what? Crawford got the footwork that Canelo does not have to keep him off of him. And the thing is, when you say, oh, he's not going to be able to keep Canelo off of him, you're underestimating Terence Crawford's power. You think Canelo's just going to walk him down. Canelo's going to be cautious. Once he eat a few of those big shots, he's going to be cautious too. He's going to also stand back and hesitate to just jump in there. This fight's not going to play out like you think, William P. You think that Canelo's just going to be walking him down and Crawford can't keep him off of him. That's not the way it's going to play out, my brother. I promise you this. I guarantee you this. That's not how it's going to play out. JJ's in there. Can't wait for that fight. It's going to be a good one. It's going to be an amazing fight because it will be competitive. It will be. Willie Longshaft, Canelo, the most dangerous ginger. Canelo is a dangerous. I mean, Canelo. Listen, Canelo is one of the best fighters of this era. There's a reason why he's been pound for pound #1 fighter. You know, he's not #1 right now, but he was pound for pound #1 fighter for a couple of years in a row. And he's still in every pound for pound list, every important pound for pound list. Canelo is on there. Canelo can fight. He's a great fighter. Great fighter. And this says a lot about Canelo. He's one of the greatest Mexican fighters ever, arguably the greatest Mexican fighter. So, you can't argue against Canelo. D. Willer, but about to mess his record up fucking with Canelo. But it's low key a win-win for Bud, because if he lose, he still gains every respect for jumping up these weight classes. I don't know, D Wheeler. That's I respect your opinion. I hope to see you after Bud whoop that ass. I hope to see you the next day on the live. I hope you don't disappear. Your internet goes down. None of that shit. We gonna be here and we gonna talk about it. I hope you don't do like Errol Spence fans. Everybody disappeared. Or I hope you don't got the excuses. Oh, Canelo. Yo, that's what I imagine happening. All of y'all that are saying Canelo's gonna win this fight and Canelo's gonna knock him out and all this stuff. I feel like the next day when we get on the live, y'all gonna be like, nah, Canelo didn't look the same, and Canelo something maybe was wrong with him, and what had happened was. So D Willer, I hope you're gonna be here. I really hope you're gonna be here. Willie Longshot, who the best boxing coach? You know, the best boxing coach is up to opinion. I think Bomac is the best boxing coach. But there's a lot of great coaches out there. A lot of great coaches. Bomac is to me the number one guy, but Coach Cal is a great coach. Canelo's trainer. What's Canelo? This guy that's with Canelo? I can't remember his name right now. Danny. Canelo's coach was his name. I think he's a great trainer. Garcia, Mikey Garcia's brother, he's a great trainer. Eddie Reynoso, yeah, Eddie Reynoso, a great trainer. You know, there's a lot of great trainers out there, but to me, number one, I gotta say Bomac. That's my guy. You know, great trainer. I seen him. You know, the way that he's working. Oh, Freddie Roach, he a great trainer. The thing about Freddie Roach is that I'm wondering right now how much hands-on he actually is, because I think he got Parkinson's, or if not Parkinson's, he got something going on where it affects his speech and everything. So I'm not sure how hands-on Eddie Roach is, but he's a great trainer, for sure. Teddy Atlas was a great trainer. I'm not sure why he's not in boxing. I guess maybe he just wanted to work with champions, and you know, he didn't want to build guys up from zero and that kind of stuff. But Teddy Atlas was also a top level trainer. Willie Longshots. Thoughts on Ben Davison? I mean, I can't, I can't say enough. I can't say enough, and the reason I can't say enough is because I'm not gonna tell you that I'm not a fan of Ben. I'm not saying that I'm not a fan of him, but there are guys that you follow more than others. So you can make an opinion. Robert Garcia is a great coach. You can make, when you've been following a guy and really watching him, you can formulate an opinion based off of that. So I would say Ben Davison, I haven't followed him closely enough to actually formulate an educated opinion. It would be more like a guess, like I think that he is, but it's not the same. I try to formulate an educated opinion because I've seen you a lot. I've seen a lot of what you've done. I can speak on what you've done, but with Ben, it's hard for me to say. Bacoli versus Sanchez, I got Bacoli. And I'm going to tell you right now, Bacoli, I felt like he lost his last fight because he didn't have a training camp. It was like, a 2 days notice or something crazy like that. Like, he didn't have the preparation for that fight. But I feel like Bacoli's a very dangerous fighter, very skilled. And I think he could be a champion. I think Bacoli can beat any of the champions on any given day. With a full training camp, I think Bacoli can become a world champion. D. Willer, I'll be here, brother. I lost 500 on the Errol and Bud fight and paid up 8th round plus. Ain't no getting rid of me. I'm on your live every morning. No missed days. Appreciate you, my G. So, yeah, since you're here on every live every morning, don't be telling me after Bud beat Canelo that your internet happened to go down that day. And that day you couldn't make it. I need you to be here, show up. Willie Longshot, he just wanted the money, Bacoli. Nah, he was trying to win the fight, but without a training camp, you know, it's tough. It's tough. John Pound, Bakoli for me too, but he has to get right. Yeah, yeah, he got to get right for sure. I know there's a strength and conditioning coach, Evans Tobler, elite level strength and conditioning coach. And I be talking to him once in a while, and he's trying to get down with Bakoli. I wish Bakoli worked with him. Matter of fact, Evans Tobler is a strength and conditioning coach for Michaela Meyer. And y'all saw what Michaela Meyer did on Saturday. Explosive. Explosive. Even more than the first fight with Sandy Ryan. So I think Bakoli, it will help him to get a strength and conditioning coach in there. To get him, you know, get his body right. And Bakoli's a problem, bro. Bakoli's a problem. Well, full training camp, he a problem for anybody. And he a big dude. Big Willer. We gonna talk. We gonna talk. You damn right we gonna talk. I'ma be trash talking and you're gonna have to deal with it. Cause I'ma hit you with the good old I told you so. Willie Longshaft. Watching Box Center while waiting for my pigeons coming back. You got pigeons? You mean like you let them fly around and shit and then they come back? That type of shit? Like Mike Tyson type of pigeons? William P. D. Wheeler and me got Canelo. Alright? Y'all gonna have to see me after the fight, my peoples. See me after the fight. That's all I'ma tell y'all. See me after the fight. Make sure your internet is good. Your phone is good. Everything is ready to go. And by the way, my peoples, I will be calling the fight live. I'll be calling that fight live, and then in the morning, I'll be here to trash talk y'all. Willie Longshaft. I race pigeons around the UK, brother. Ooh, that's fire, bro. That's fire. That's something I always love watching. Do you post videos on Instagram or anywhere else where you do that? My pigeons are picking Crawford too. Okay. Smart pigeons. Smart pigeons. But let me know, Willie Longshaft, do you post videos of that, like on Instagram or any other social media platform? If you do, I definitely want to check it out. My peoples, I'm about to get the hell out of here. Before I do, Willie Longshaft, I'm going to start uploading. So when you do, let me know, because I want to see that. My peoples, I'm about to get the hell out of here. Shout out to John Parham. Shout out to D. William P. Big ass hater Hash Dash. Big ass hater the Angry Mexican. Yoda. My peoples, y'all already know what it is, man. I appreciate y'all coming through, showing love. We gonna tap in once again tonight, 7 p.m. Eastern time. We gonna be doing what we do, man. One love to everybody. Y'all already know, man. This is Jay Smith. This is Box Center. Your favorite boxers, favorite boxing show. I'm gonna get the hell out of here, my peoples. One love. Oh, Miss Bitch. Damn, Miss Bitch. How you gonna show up when I'm about to get the hell out of here? But tonight, I'm gonna be back on at 7 p.m. Eastern time. Miss Bitch, at least show up at 7 p.m. and holler at me. Show some love, be real talk. And let me give you a hug, Miss Bitch. With the ugly face. You know that's a real hug when they give you the ugly face. There you have it. My peoples, salute. One love to everybody. See y'all tonight, 7 p.m. Eastern time. Peace.